Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a two-part video. I'm going to film part 1 right now, and then tomorrow I'm going to upload part 2. So what I'm going to do is a scary stories mixed with a makeup tutorial type thing, but like makeup tutorials are boring, so I had to throw in the scary stories. But this is like a scary makeup Halloween look, so it's kind of like an easy one. So if you guys are like beginners when it comes to makeup, definitely try this one out because it's pretty simple. But what I'm gonna do after this, once this video is done being filmed, I'm gonna go out and go through some drive-thrus and to a couple stores and see if I can scare some people with it, because you know Halloween is tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get this video started. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is do my normal face of makeup, just like foundation, eyeliner, etc. Do a little time lapse of that right here, and like we'll get this video started. I used 2 primers, don't judge me. So now that this is kind of started, you can see I didn't even bother cleaning up my eyeliner because you don't really need to. But now we're ready to start. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and like kind of contour, but like a deathly contour. So I use this like ugly dark brownish purple color, but it's fine. We're fine. I'm gonna fall out of this chair. Okay, let's go ahead and take our contour angled brush and dip. And now we'll start with the scary stories. I don't know what that voice was, but we're gonna start. So every Christmas and every holiday, every summer, whatever, we would always go visit my family. So we would go originally to Brazil, and when they moved from Brazil, they moved to Texas. So we went to Texas every single year. And the house they lived in Texas, we always were told it was haunted. Like my uncle always told us that it was just like the most haunted place, because he's like, there's an old lady who lives in the crawl space. He would say that like all the time, like every time. And so we were always terrified. And my cousins and I, one year, we're just dumb, like, you know, dumb little kids. And we played with a Ouija board. Now don't go play with Ouija boards, because Ouija boards are like really bad and they're like really scary, and I will never play one after this happened, because this was just like awful. So we would play with a Ouija board, and like the Ouija board was like, oh my god, it was just so creepy. My cousin Agatha, she said that one time when she played with it, like there was like a ghost that was either her grandma or was pretending to be her grandma or her great grandma. But like, I don't know, it's just creepy to me to even think about it. But whenever we would play, the lights in her room would like flicker on and off, and it was just like, I don't know, it's just like, Ouija boards are just bad, okay? And so one time we were playing it, it's like the first time we played it, and the lights started flickering in her room, and it was just like creepy as fuck, so we just stopped playing it. And then like the next, like a couple days later, Agatha woke up in the middle of the night to like an old lady sitting over her bed. And like she like freaked the fuck out. But like, could you imagine like having, like playing with a Ouija board and being told there's an old lady who lives in the crawl space, and then having one stand over your bed and she wasn't there? Like it was just like a figment of her imagination or a ghost or something. But creepy, no thank you, no more. So my uncle also had a ranch. This was in Houston, they had a house in Houston, but he also had a ranch out in San Saba, Texas, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's fun. But it was like one of those old towns that like no one lives in, and all they have is like a town square. And the town square has like a grocery store, like a town hall, and like a Sonic. and like a couple like random little stores, okay? Like that's how creepy this like town is. I mean, it's not creepy, but like it's like a ghost town basically. So when my uncle bought his ranch out there, the house that was on the ranch had like a room in it that was covered in like pentagrams. Like there was pentagrams all over, like, you know, the witchcraft symbol, like a circle with like a star in it and stuff. It was all over the room, and thankfully that wasn't the room that we slept in, but like my mom and my grandma slept in that room. No thank you. I was like little too. I was like in elementary school, and one year my same cousins were there, and we had just finished watching, my uncle always loved watching horror movies, and okay, we're taking this color by the way, I'm putting it on the eyes, and I feel like he had something with like trying to scare me, I don't know, trying to scare us. We were at the ranch and we were watching horror movies, and I was like a little kid. I had to go to bed, and the thing is about this ranch, like there's no cell service. This is also back in like 2004, 2005, something like that. And like the cell service wasn't that good back then. We had walkie-talkies, and the walkie-talkies were like our lifeline to anything. We're taking a different color now, like a darker one, and putting it under the eyes, okay? And so we used to use walkie-talkies for everything out there, every single thing we ever did. And so we had just finished watching this movie, and I was going to bed, and all of a sudden I'm laying in bed, and we had these like, so my cousins and I slept in one room, so there was like 2 bunk beds and 2 bunk beds, and I was in the bottom bunk, like by the window, and all of a sudden I hear, Olivia, I'm coming to get you. I'm gonna get you, Olivia. Like creepy ass shit. Someone talking to me and telling me they're gonna come get me, and I was like, what the hell? Like I had just learned that there was like witchcraft going on in the room next door, and then all of a sudden like I hear someone's gonna come get me. I was like, no, like it's not happening. And so I freaked out. I started screaming and crying. I freaked out and ran out of the room to my mom, and I was like, Mom, they're saying someone's gonna get me, like blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, you're fine. And I was told that like, oh, it's gonna be okay, like don't worry, like you're just hearing things, like you're just a little kid, like you're just hearing things. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And then I went back to my room, like kind of scared and like freaking out a little bit, but trying to be a big girl. I went back to my room and laid down. It didn't happen, and I was like, okay, that's fine, I'm good. I started to fall asleep, and all of a sudden I hear, Olivia, I'm gonna get you. You told your mom. Now I'm really gonna get you. Like blah blah blah. Like oh my god, it was like constant. It wouldn't stop, and I was like freaking out. And so I'm like, I told my mom, now it's gonna get me even more. And I like ran out of the room crying, and then like my cousin comes out of another room and she's laughing, and my mom looks at her, she's like, why are you laughing? And they found out that my cousins were the ones who had walkie-talkies under my pillow, and they were trying to scare me. So you guys suck, by the way, for doing that to like a little kid. But yeah, they would always like play pranks on me. And so that was them. It wasn't like really like a ghost, but it was them trying to scare me. But that's like terrifying. Can you imagine being like a little kid and then hearing like someone saying, I'm gonna get you? Like, no. Okay, so you can see my eyes have like some dark stuff underneath them. It's cool. We're gonna put some highlight because we're gonna be a ghoul with some highlight, right? This is J Cat Beauty's highlight, by the way. And it's like amazing. I'm like obsessed. I'm obsessed. Look at that. It's like a deathly glow. My mom used to do that sound all the time to me when I was little. Like when I would like be scared of something, she would come in my room in the middle of the night and go, and I'm like, Mom, like, why? Those houses, like, I don't know what it was, but like, I don't know. Also, we're taking this like color corrector. I'm gonna put on my lids for like red. I don't know, those houses out there just like were always like, when you walked into them, you just like felt like someone was watching. You know that feeling like when you feel like someone's watching you but like there's no one actually there? You would be like by yourself in the house and you would like just feel like something was there like with you, but you know no one was there. It was just, you get that like weird vibe, and like that's just like some creepy ass shit. Another ghost thing, another like paranormal thing that I've dealt with was, I've always been into that kind of stuff, so like it's kind of interesting for me to like learn about it. And on my 18th birthday, we went to Montana. And it was me and my friend and our parents, and we stayed in this little like old town, like kind of like a ghost town type area. And my mom found this like really haunted old hotel. Had all these reviews about like being haunted and like people there would like see ghosts and blah blah blah. And so my friend and I were in one room and our parents were in another room, and we were on the first floor, and the first floor is supposed to be the floor that's like the most haunted and like the hotel and stuff. And like our door was weird. Like the door to our room, you had to like hold this little like knob down and then twist the other knob to open the door, and that's how only way it could open. You couldn't like just twist the knob and push it, like it would not go, like regardless of how many times you tried. And so when we checked in, we got into the room and we figured out the door thing. We're like, that's weird, whatever. And so our parents went into their room and we were like unpacking our stuff, and then all of a sudden the door like pops open. And I'm like, what the F is going on? And so I'm like, oh, maybe we just didn't close the door. And so I pushed it closed and like turned the knob to make sure it like was locked. And I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. And then we're talking and stuff, and then all of a sudden the door pops open again, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how is this door opening twice when it's so hard to open the first time? So anyway, we were kind of freaking out about that, so we just kind of were like, whatever, we just blew it off, and we're just like, okay, we're gonna put, we had a cooler, so you put the cooler in front of the door and then like put a chair underneath it so it would stop opening. And it kind of was okay. It didn't open anymore or anything else. I'm gonna put my eyeliner on, so one sec. Anyway, we went out to dinner with our parents, came back, told our parents everything. They were like, oh, you're fine, like don't worry, it's nothing. And come back to our room, and I went to sleep because I was exhausted, but she was up like reading a book. And the room was like really big. And so she had her little light on by her bed, and I had my lights off and stuff, and I passed out. If I'm asleep, I pass out, like there could be a bomb going off, I wouldn't even know. So I was asleep, and she heard something like moving. She thought it was just me, whatever. She thought like I had gotten up to go to the bathroom. And she said she heard footsteps like walking across the room, and the bathroom door closed. And then she was just like, whatever, and she didn't pay attention to it because like I said, the room was like kind of big, so like my bed was like on one side, like around a corner, and hers was like on the other side. And so then after a little bit, she didn't hear anything else, and so she's like, oh, that's weird. And so she looked over, and I was in my bed, and she was like, what the F? And we had left the bathroom door open, okay? And she's like, Olivia, wake up. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I literally heard you walk to the bathroom. Did you just go to the bathroom? And I was like, no, I was asleep. And she's like, well, the bathroom door's closed and it got slammed and I heard it. And I'm like, what the F? And so we were kind of like freaking out. We thought there was like a ghost in our room, and it was just like really scary. And we were like kind of like the rest of the night we were kind of like, okay, it's nothing, it's just like the wind or something. But like after the door had kept opening, and then like a ghost just like slams the door, and it's a little scary, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do like a look where I'm gonna like pour this stuff, and it's gonna look like blood like dripping down. So we're gonna see if this actually works. I've had a lot of like paranormal experiences, but one of them that sticks out in my mind is when I was little. And we went to St. Augustine, and St. Augustine is kind of like a hub for like a lot of paranormal stuff going on. So my mom and I always like going on ghost tours. It's like fun for us. So we went on a ghost tour in a hearse, first of all, in a hearse. And they give you like little EMF detectors, like those ghost detectors that can like sense like electromagnetic frequencies and stuff. So we were on our tour, and we got to like this like really haunted part, which is like the lighthouse in St. Augustine. And like the guy told us a story about how a long time ago the lighthouse keeper's daughter was playing with her friend, and they got on this like train car that was right next to the lighthouse. And the train car, like the brake was on it, but I guess they were playing and they hit the brake on accident, and the train car went down the hill and crashed into the water, and the little girls died. But the little girls always played at that lighthouse, and so their ghosts apparently are the ones that haunt this lighthouse now. My camera died, as usual. So anyway, the little girls, BTW, this, I mixed it. It was blood, some red paint, and some coffee grounds. So that's what I have in this little thing. I'm hitting this little simple sponge, dip it on in, and go to town. But the little girls that died in that crash, they supposedly haunt this area, right? And so I went with the tour guide and he said, okay, so if you guys feel anything, it's little girls like poking at you and stuff. And I was like, oh great, I'm gonna have little girls like poking, ghost girls like poking at me. This is great. And so I went and I had my little detector and I was like, okay, no problem, no one's gonna get me, it's fine. And so I was walking and it started flashing back and forth and I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I felt my hair like get pulled and was like standing up. And I'm like, haha mom, very funny. And I like turn around thinking that she's there and she's like, what are you talking about? And she was like 10 feet away somewhere else. And I look behind me and my hair is in the air and I'm like, what the F? And I was honestly, I was so scared. I like ran over to the tour guide and I'm like, that's it, I'm out, I'm done, it's not happening again. Nope. And he's like, you can just stay here, it's fine, you can stay with me, it's not gonna be like, they're not gonna get you, it's fine. I was little and I was like scared. I was like, hello, this is not happening. Okay, so like I said, this is like a really easy thing to do. So you kind of take the sponge and you just put the blood like wherever you think it looks scary and stuff. You know, it's kind of like creepy, right? And then my favorite part, you take the stipple sponge and you take the really liquidy blood. You're just gonna take it and go, close your eyes and go across your face. Okay, so now I've done my hair, kind of just like teased it out. And this is the final look. Effortlessly easy. Just trying to do the regular makeup and then you just put a bunch of blood on your face. And it's honestly, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable like most Halloween makeup does. You know, you get that like annoying, like crusty feeling. Yeah. That's all done. Yeah, I'm gonna go scare people now through drive-through windows and hopefully at Walmart or the grocery store. We'll see how that works out. But I'm gonna try to convince Christian to go with me. If not, I'm getting my cousin to come. So yeah, I'm like really feeling this look right now. I don't know why. It's like kind of like glam meets like Saw, I guess. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little mini scary story time. If you guys want to see more of my little story time videos, then definitely leave a comment below and make sure to hit that subscribe button down there. Alright you guys, that's all I got for part 1 of this week's videos. So stay tuned tomorrow for part 2, but I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! I mean, rawr. I can't do the scary voice. Rawr.